Dana
in the hands
Tan.
of a handful of civilians.
Billions and billions and billions and billions.
I love it. I was just
Isn't
saying,
it? It's actually trillions, isn't it?
it's trillions and trillions and trillions in debt. I will never not.
I don't even
get a
know my
kick out
own
of
fucking
that.
lyrics.
I will never not get a kick out of that. Period. Point
I
blank.
love it. What's going on, man? It's good to see you.
Wow, so much is
So
fucking going
much.
on, buddy.
So
So
much.
much.
We have a lot,
But
to
it's good
cover.
to see you too.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Hi,
I
friend.
love you, man.
I love you right back, buddy.
So yeah, I guess let's just get this out the way now.
Yes.
I think it's time. I'm feeling it. We're singing it. Let's just do it. Let's cue the
Yeah.
fucking music and then get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Represent the lobby, not the people. 4 years in a sequel. The bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the full, not the hungry. The NASDAQ, not the country. The bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the greedy, not the needy and seedy backroom dealings. The bottom line is the bottom line.
Hello, and welcome to Failure Made Monsters. I am Santino the Misfit, and this is my compatriot.
Dane Alexander, but you can call me the Great for short, though.
Indeed, you can. And thank you so much for tuning in. We are broadcasting live at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. As you all know, it's been quite a fucking week.
Wait, before we get into it though, I just gotta say, because I said I would, I want to wish a special happy birthday to Frankie, Annie Cruz. Great friend of the show. Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Oh, Frankie. We got to get her back on the show.
Today. Yes, we do.
Happy birthday. Man. So yeah, let's dig into it. We got a few guests coming in tonight to join us. We're also going to bring in a couple of the broadcasts. I'm hoping Joe Biden still goes live unless we missed it while we were prepping for this. I don't think we did. Let us know in the chat. But yeah, there's a whole lot going on for those of you who have been living under a rock. Obviously there's been an election. The 2020 election is underway. And things went up, things went down.
Look, there's been an election going on for the last 2 months.
There's been an election going on for the last fucking 4 years because fucking ass nozzle never stopped campaigning even after he won the first time.
True.
So it's been a thing. But yeah, if you haven't been paying attention, last I checked, Biden is up in Georgia. Biden is up in Nevada.
Georgia.
Took over, and Biden is up by I think over 20K last I looked. In Pennsylvania, which is the big
Penn.
If he wins PA, game over. Everyone can go home, clap your hands. But they probably won't fully hang on. They probably won't fully call that. Just so you guys know, they'll call it, but they probably won't fully call it for like another week or so because there are a shit ton of extra ballots and it is a close race at the moment.
Did you see what the was it the governor of Philadelphia said just recently?
Which
I sent it to you. So just recently he goes on, he's doing a press conference and they're like, so what do you think about the way that Donald Trump is like handling everything? He's like, to be honest, I think Donald Trump needs to put on his big boy pants and accept this loss if he has to and congratulate the winner. That's amazing. I was like, whoa, that's
I'll tell
government.
You right now, motherfucking Democrats have finally let their balls swing a little bit.
Yes.
It's just saying it's nice to see, like, because we obviously are very vocal. We've been saying a lot of shit for a while. If you follow us, Failure Made Monsters, you listen to Little Baby Bunker Bitch and obviously the new jam, The Bottom Line is the Bottom Line. We are not shy about our political leanings and opinions.
Nope.
And it's this shit we've been talking about for a long time. And I've been obviously pretty heavily politically involved for years and years. And it's nice to finally see people step up and start saying shit. But like, we tried just to put this out there too. I understand we have a pretty slanted view on this show. Most of our guests agree. We tried to invite somebody to come on today.
Gave every opportunity.
We had a handful of people, some takers who wouldn't do it. But we tried to get someone who's what we like to call a Trumper.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. You're pussy. It's not my fault. You're a pussy.
They wouldn't come on.
I didn't do that to you.
I will extend this invitation. If you are in the chat and you support Donald Trump and want to come on the show right fucking now to defend his actions this week, come on. I am happy to take you to school. Let's go. Show me where the fucking fraud is. Bring it in. Bring it on. I'm all about it.
Could you imagine? And I'll say this. Kudos to you.
Send you the link myself.
I saw your post inviting everybody. I was like, man, I am so much more fucking petty than Santino is.
I'm
Because you're
trying
like,
to be
no,
genuine about it. Like,
I'll
let's
give
have
you an opportunity. Look, I'll say it like this. Quit being a little bitch. I'll air you the fuck out. Like,
Well, I want them to
there.
come
That's
on
my
though. Like,
invite.
you know, I wanted them to come on first, and then if they started saying dumb shit, like, all right, but
Yeah,
like some people
yeah.
have occasionally good points. I mean, the argument can be made if you're a conservative, no reason not to like Donald Trump. He's done everything for you. You just have to ignore the fact that he's a terrible human and a piece of shit.
You know,
But
consistently.
if you like conservative policies, I mean, I kind of get it. And if you're a nationalist,
So
and
first
if
of
you're a
all,
Nazi, apparently.
I don't know if Jimmy. So I got Jimmy Brown said I'm down. Jimmy, you're not a Trump supporter though. I mean, you
No.
can come on and just agree
He
with
did
us, but
say
it's
Biden
like, bro,
Harris in the beginning of it.
he did. I know, right?
I'm like, where's the dumb Republican?
Bro.
The chat's already itching for a fight here. Now
Light it up.
nobody would come on unless somebody chimes in at some point and decides to change their mind.
We'll
It
see.
looks like we're gonna have to go without it.
I mean,
but
I'm not gonna miss them. Yo, did you see all the Trump supporters like crying and fucking? Have you seen the footage?
There's been a whole mess, yeah, and there was one guy who mocked them. He was wearing a vest and a hat and the whole thing. Did you see that on Twitter? It was going around.
No. Wait.
Oh,
What?
it's fucking weird. I gotta pull this shit up, but like,
Okay.
I'll see if I can dig that up in a minute.
Okay.
But first, just to get this out of the way. So there's been a lot of I'm gonna spend way too much of this episode debunking all the bullshit that's been going around. But the big thing is like a lot of people are like all these, even the president of the United States apparently doesn't understand. Well, he does. He's just fucking a complete jerk off and is trying to play the game and fool and con a bunch of people. But the reason that Pennsylvania, everyone's like, why is Pennsylvania taking so long to fucking count, right? Why did New Jersey, which was literally right next door, finish their count so much quicker than PA? Well, the answer is pretty fucking simple. Pennsylvania was not allowed to count the mail-in ballots ahead of time. They were legally not allowed to start that until 7 a.m. on election day, which means they had to fucking wait until election day on top of all the people who voted in person. So we have a little video I'll pull up in a minute. And we can watch through that. It is one of the clerks, I believe, from Allegheny County, if I'm saying that right, in Pennsylvania, explaining this. So it's not just like, you have to take my fucking word for it.
Yeah.
And he says it fairly succinctly. But before we do that, we have a guest waiting in the wings. We're going to bring him in, introduce him, and he can watch and comment along with us, and we'll get his take on everything. My boy, Kai. Kai, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good to see you, dude. So yeah, real quick, if you want to give a quick introduction, and before I forget, because I know we're going to be rambling a lot, you are streaming right after this live on Twitch.
I am. I'm part of a D&D show on Twitch under Life Action Roleplay, all one word.
Awesome.
That's dope.
All right, check it out. So if you're streaming on Twitch after our show, pop on over there.
Right. Wait till we're done.
Absolutely. All right, let's bring this in here. I'm going to.
Oh, Anita, you're right. The memes have been fucking quality. Sorry, I just had to do that.
Real quick, can we just say the second best part of this week has been the meme game,
dude, and so fast. It's like running in real time with the rate of the news.
Absolutely insane. All right, let's watch this.
Joe Biden took the lead earlier this morning. He's still got a lead. It's growing in Pennsylvania. He's 13,374 votes ahead of Donald Trump.
All right, Wolf, no one cares. Shut up. We know.
Rich Fitzgerald. He's
this
the
motherfucker
Allegheny
right
County
here.
Executive. This is the place where they're counting.
And what is that?
It's Rich Fitzgerald. He's the Allegheny County
so
Executive. This is the place where they're counting the mail-in ballots and everything that's coming in after Election Day in Allegheny County. First, sir, I know that the return board here was counting ballots that were damaged earlier, and they're starting to count ballots from military and overseas. Yes. Do you have any results for us?
We don't have any results yet. They won't be posting them probably for a few more hours.
This is not live, by the way.
We've got about 3,000 ballots that are being processed. The traditional regular mail-in ballots that come from throughout Allegheny County. And then it looks like about 3,500 or so military ballots. So I'm told that maybe by 5, a little after 5, we may be posting those 6,500 or so ballots.
35,000 plus, though, total mail-ins and other ballots that came in on or after Election Day. How long do you think it'll take to get through all of those and count them?
Well, these are all before Election Day.
Correct.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure. There's 28,000 that they'll begin looking at after 5 o'clock tonight.
That are segregated.
They still probably have another 3 or 4.
Yeah, Jimmy, this was earlier.
Going through, making sure about the secrecy envelope, the signatures, the dates, all those different kind of things. So they'll work through the night. They haven't taken a break. They didn't even take a break for lunch, and they're going to keep moving on it.
Have your observers here reported any problems? Have they complained about anything?
No. As a matter of fact, we swore in the election board this morning. We had the Republican chair as well as myself who were talking and basically thanking the workers. They're doing it in a good way.
Fucking volunteers,
they've been
man.
doing
And
it.
Trump
volunteers,
throwing them
right?
under the bus.
Watch it.
They
It
better
is
get some
just
bread.
Can you imagine being a
fair.
Trump
So
supporter
this
voting
is
these
a
counties
very
fucking ballots?
transparent process.
Be
Question
pissed.
that many people ask,
You're a
not
piece
just
of
here in
shit.
Pennsylvania, but in Arizona, where they're still counting votes
All right, check
and
this.
elsewhere. And it's a question many Americans have for places like Pennsylvania. And you have the answers, and it's logical, of course, but can you tell people why it does take so long after Election Day to get through these ballots?
Because we were not permitted to begin this process until Election Day. That should change. I know Florida and some other
shit.
states, they
No shit.
pre-canvass, meaning days before they start taking open the envelopes. We weren't allowed to do anything with envelopes, secrecy envelopes until
They definitely
Election
Why?
Day.
Hang on.
That
Why?
delays the process. We
Why?
could have had this done and given results on Tuesday night. We didn't have to go through this 3-4
But-
day process if we were allowed to pre-canvass. So I hope our legislature, our state legislature, changes that.
You're
GOP
frustrated.
state
Are
legislature.
there any other
Yeah.
frustrations that you have with this? I mean,
No, that's a frustration, and we warned everybody. And the governor tried to get this done. Governor
Democratic
Wolf did
governor.
everything he could. Twice they came
Can't
to
do
him.
that.
The Republican legislature came to him and said, "If you do this, we'll give it to you, Governor." And he said yes. And then they still said no. They couldn't
Of course
take yes
they
for an
did.
answer.
thank you, Mr.
There it
Fitzgerald.
is
Good
right
luck
there,
with the
ladies
count.
and
We're
gentlemen,
gonna be
straight from the motherfucking mouth of the man in the room. I'm just saying. So if
They
you're
should all
wondering
get-
why the fuck
they
the
should all
votes
get
aren't
open
counted yet,
testimonies.
it's because they have been playing catch up in one of the biggest electoral gets in the fucking country because the GOP legislature decided it was a good idea to not let them count until election day.
How come
Dumb,
Vegas is taking so long?
Dumb.
Or not Vegas, but how come Nevada's taking Nevada? How come
No,
Nevada?
I told you this earlier. I've been standing fucking Hassan Piker's Hasanabi's fucking Twitch stream I've watched like nonstop since Tuesday morning. I already watch him pretty regularly, but like I've nonstop, and people were fucking in the chat giving him shit the whole time for how to say Nevada. So he just
It's
stopped
Nevada,
saying
right?
normal. He just
Yeah.
now he called it Nvidia and Nvidia. I was like,
Nvidia.
that's weird.
It is. I mean, does it fucking matter? Isn't it? Like, first of all, it's not even your word. It's a native word, right? Nevada. I'm
I believe
pretty
so.
sure probably Nevada, and you're just a dick and you don't know how to pronounce it yourself. Whatever. I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. Are they done? Do we know?
No, they're not
Has
done. Clark County, though, I believe, dumped another chunk of ballots recently in favor of Biden, and it's looking better there. Arizona, I think, is the one to look at. I don't think
Are they still back and forth?
so. Arizona is like 85% mail-in normally. To my understanding. So it's not like it's the exception here. Like most other states that have a heavy amount of mail-in and provisional ballots are going to lean Democratic because obviously for the last like 4 months or something, you had a Republican party telling them don't do it. It's corrupt.
Don't do it. Yeah.
That's why you had the red mirage up front. You have this giant chunk of ballots that come in for Trump early on, and then the rest of them come in later. However, in Arizona, it's actually fairly commonplace the way it is in Colorado to mail in your vote. So it's not, we can't assume a Democratic slant for the results that come in from there. So that's where I'm a little uncertain. Maricopa County obviously leans more Democratic because it's around an urban area. We talked about that on Wednesday. That seems to be pretty common to have these like metropolitan areas lean blue.
Yeah.
But still, there's a few other outstanding counties. I don't remember let me see where they're at now. They're at 97% with Biden is holding on by 0.9%.
Did you see when Trump came out and announced that he won?
Dude, I'm curious. Like before you and I, obviously we know our take, but Kai, what's your take on the President of the United States? Coming out and basically trying to like fucking shotgun the election, like he was getting in the front seat of a car.
Like stop counting. I'm losing. We can't make this happen. Jesus. And this guy is supposed to be our unified leader, and he hasn't done anything ever to unify us. All he does is just point fingers and never accepts any accountability. I don't know what I'm more annoyed with, the fact that he tried to declare a victory so early, or the fact that more recently, I've been reading a couple of articles that have basically said he plans to board himself into his Oval Office, and we're going to have to break the door down to drag him out. I'm like,
who said that?
Well, I know. So there were sources inside the White House who were saying that Trump said the Secret Service is going to have to drag me out of here, or some bullshit like that. But the Secret Service apparently already they're already protecting Biden as of last night, which
like
usually only happens
house.
for the
They made,
president-elect.
they made the arrow over his house a no-fly zone.
Yeah, and they have like snipers on him, the whole thing, according to a former White House correspondent. And, yeah.
Wow, how childish though.
It's nuts, dude. Hang on real quick. Jimmy Brown in the comments here explaining Nevada. Nevada is taking so long because they require that for the people that mailed in their vote to show up with their ID to prove their identity or to send in a copy of their ID.
Is that true?
And it concluded at 5 p.m. So there were long lines outside in Nevada. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, so that would explain that. I honestly believe to some degree too, like every remaining state. I mean, because North Carolina is another one. Like, what the fuck?
Come on and raise up.
Every time.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Yeah, fucking. I honestly think that like there's got to be some part where like the people in the state are like, yo, let's not be Florida circa 2000. Let's not be that state that gets completely, thrown on, put on blast and thrown out into the national spotlight for the next like 3 months and gone through with like a forensic comb. Because whoever calls it and puts Biden over the 253 mark that's the first big get. That'll be the thing we all remember. Granted, if he wins a few of them, Trump can kick, scream, moan all he wants. He'd have to flip like two or three states.
Yeah.
So it's just it doesn't seem.
Three of the four contested places are now Biden is in the lead.
Yeah.
All he needs is one of those three. It's in the bag.
I think. Let me see. 3 of the 4.
Careful, we don't say in the bag.
One of the top 3 because he's got Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Nevada's the only one that wouldn't put him over, right? No. He needs Nevada and Arizona to put him over together, or just Pennsylvania, or I think just Georgia would put him one shy.
And that's I do want to clarify that's a Santino rule because I was agreeing with you, Kai, that it does feel very much close, like it's in the bag. But Santino's like, how dare you, sir? Don't ever.
Oh no, I'm not calling shit. And I said this already. This if 2020 has proven anything this year is that there is zero shortage in its quiver of coronavirus and fuckery.
You're right.
Just saying.
There's a lot
I
of
am not
bad
calling
writers in
shit.
this season.
You what?
A lot of bad writers in this TV season.
Dude.
Ooh.
2020 is like season 5 of some long-running show, and they've just decided to consistently jump sharks.
Seriously, and who the motherfucking writers of this season were completely backwards and shit when they cast Donald Trump as the lead.
I just low key want to see the cliffhanger. That's all. Like I want to see will I have your fucking daughter? We'll see what happens next, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then 2020, and then New Year's Eve, and it's like,
I hope
he
holds his own. Like I want to see him hold Donald Trump Jr. hostage and be like, dude, do it.
Will Trump Trump Jr. live or die?
I have a question for you guys.
Shoot.
How many? When I say Republicans right now, I'm not talking about leadership. I'm talking about voters. How many Republicans do you think, as Republican voters, actually understand what a real republic is and are actually okay with that?
First off, not enough. And I honestly I can't say with any confidence at all that the majority of like liberals and Democrats get it either. I don't think people who aren't politically engaged, or at least haven't been for a little while, even know that we're not like a flat out democracy at all in the United States
right now.
Yeah, basically. And if it were up to fucking Trump, he'd be an autocrat. But it's
more millionaires in the House than ever before. I'm like, no one is here really representing us.
No, it's fucked up, and they all have government health care.
Santino, can you do me a favor?
Socialism.
Santino, can you do me a quick favor? Can you write down, just jot down quivering
fucker? I saw it.
Can you put that? Let's add this. Keep that in our pocket. That's a great idea.
I can. So no, I mean, I don't think enough people know. I mean, and the fact of the matter that we have the Electoral College and set up as way it is sort of a pretty obvious indication. Popular vote, the will of the people. Like one person's vote does not equal one in like California, for instance, where it's wildly fucking diluted.
Policing system also. Justice system is also a big red flag that It's not
super.
it's
Oh, dude. So, and it's I mean, this is a whole other episode. Let's
right.
let's stick to the fucking cover.
Topic.
While we're on it, I'm just gonna keep playing some clips here. I wanted to bring this other one up. It was from, I don't know if anyone's been following this. So like part of the fuckery has been Ronna McDaniel. I don't know if anyone's seen Ronna McDaniel. She's the RNC chair. So when asked, Ronna McDonald, when she was asked to, let me see if I can pop this in here. She was asked to give some evidence of what was, specifics of the fraud, and she was going to push this evidence. She was supposed to be specific here, and then just watch this bumbling.
Ronnie, you said that at the beginning that you would be laying out specific violations, and we haven't heard any yet.
So I do have some specifics. I was told to hold off on sharing those, but I do have some specifics. We're gonna wait until the attorneys look at it. But the specifics we have in Georgia are very serious.
Oh, are the specifics in Georgia really specific?
No.
Fucking unbelievable. And and on top of that, this is how you know. Hang on, I'm gonna play this one. I want to play this fucking clip too. This is how you know where we're at. Fox News anchors and fucking reporters are the ones starting to call out the fuckery. The people who made this motherfucker, who made him. Right?
Eric, can I ask you, though, about the fact that the Trump campaign has said that they wanted to have their poll watchers there, and that I guess they're being asked to provide evidence for something that they say they weren't able to even participate in or to be able to see. And so that's, I think, where they would say that needs to be rectified, if it could be.
That's not true. It's not true. It's just not true. The election poll watchers, they are called canvass watchers. Republicans have been in that room, where they're supposed to be, standing alongside with the Democrats. There is a specific segregated, penned-off area for the Democratic watchers and the Republican watchers. So the claim from the Trump campaign and the president about that is not true.
It's total horseshit.
It is false. In fact, the lawyers for the Trump campaign last night in federal court admitted that. They indicated that there were at one point 19 Republican watchers in the room. So we're getting two different messages from the Trump campaign, one from the president, the other from his lawyers, who say that the Republican
one from the
watchers
president and the other from reality.
Happy with the fact that they were 25 feet away. The federal judge said they've got to be 6 feet away. That's the issue.
Yeah,
that's where we're fucking at. Fox News is correcting motherfuckers, correcting the president of the United States. That's
Steven's got a question for you, sir.
I see this. Stephen Westland, I have a question to follow this question. How many Biden voters exactly understand what he wants to do to this country? Trust me, I think Trump is a man-child that should not be in charge of this country. But are you guys not scared of what is truly going to happen 1 year in, and Pelosi will be our president, and that's unbelievably scary than anything else? Serious question, something I actually wanted to ask you personally, but never got a chance to. That's right. You did message me. I messaged you back. I just didn't hear anything. All right. So a lot to unpack here. I feel bad because Kai's in here and I don't want to just sit there. I'm throwing questions over his entire.
You want to put a pin in it?
What's up?
You want to put a pin in it? Come back.
I'm going to put, all right, Steve, Westland, don't go nowhere. I'm going to answer that question in a second because I know we're going to have to pop Kai out. He's got his show to do. But Kai, is there anything else? I'm just going to ask you this because
Sure.
I feel like you might have a bit more of a unique perspective on it. Like what do you think happens next, regardless of who wins?
Huh. Good question.
Oh God. That's something that I've been trying to figure the fuck out all day. And some of the what ifs are kind of scary. Others are just really depressing. Like if the Republicans maintain a steady lock on the Senate, then we're not really going to see much happen. They're going to be grindstoning down or making everything that a Democrat wants to do. They're not going to agree with it unless it disproportionately helps them and their rich friends. Right. And when they're putting their own laws in, if they need Democrat support, they're just going to be like, okay, you can have this small little thing. And, and if in a year or so, we're just going to do something to overwrite it anyway. So we don't give a shit.
Right.
the elements of cooperation between
Luckily,
the two
that
parties.
gets voted on every 2 years, though.
What now?
Fortunately, that's every 2 years for
Yeah.
them. There's a pocket of hope in that scenario.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Small.
Yeah, we really need to flip the Senate. That's
Yes.
how it happens.
1,000%.
And I mean, like, the more and more it's happening, it seems like the Republican Party is just becoming more and more regressive. And I know that that's their platform, but I didn't fully comprehend it. And I feel like a bit of an idiot for this because they've been saying it from day one practically.
Yep.
Their entire goal is just to take everything that a Democrat wants to do and roll it back.
Yeah.
And
that started under Obama. I feel like, especially with the birth of the Tea Party movement, and obviously the rise of Mitch McConnell
and all of the Federalist Papers and stuff. Like, if you actually start looking into some of the elements of what really constitutes a republic and what the what the GOP leadership wants is not what Republican voters actually think they're going to get. When both of them say, we want a smaller government, the voters think that they want less government involvement in everything. Republican leaders just want a smaller room with fewer people making the decision.
Right. There you go.
And less taxes for the less corporate taxes and less regulation for people who are turning profits, and it's cutting into their margins.
Yeah, corporate welfare.
That's what they're stripping away, the government oversight on greedy motherfuckers.
Deregulation at any time. I mean, like, there's several of these different boards of, like, emissions and ethics and all those kinds of things, environmental agencies or environmental boards that have, because of these loopholes that Trump's been exploiting, he's not allowed to put the people that he's been putting into these seats legally, but because of loopholes in temporary positions, he's just shoving people that are like, it's like putting a coal baron, like an owner of coal companies, in charge of all of the emissions for coal pollution. What the fuck?
Like Rick Perry being in charge of the fucking EPA, or like having
brilliant
in your cabinet.
I mean,
the former CEO of Exxon was in the fucking cabinet of Donald Trump. What?
You kind of got to respect the shady brilliance of it, though. Like, it's so blatantly fucking like shady that it's just, how did you pull? I mean,
because shady doesn't exist to him. Shady doesn't exist
true.
to him. He has no concept of that. To him, he thinks he is like the fucking messiah.
Well, I read into some of the like, there's a bunch of books that have been written about Trump, and like I've read parts of quite a few of them, and almost all of them seem to indicate that he has no idea about the idea of doing anything that doesn't directly benefit him. The idea of military service,
without question.
The idea of like helping someone across the street, he would probably rather pick up $100 than let someone else have it, even if they needed it to survive.
Without question.
Yeah, no,
without question. And it's evident in the little things he says when he talks about being in some of these different places. Like, I never thought I'd come back here. He goes, I never wanted to come back here again. Like, you aren't even low key saying the thing we all know. You're just straight up saying, like, why the fuck am I in this shithole again? You better vote for me. It's unbelievable.
That's so
this is
fucking
a bigger conversation. But have you guys ever discussed what happened with Cambridge Analytica and all that shit?
We haven't gotten into
we haven't. I am familiar.
Twice, yeah,
I am extremely familiar.
It's a
genuine shit show, and I'm sure at some point in time when you talk to your viewers about it, like,
let's get you back on it. Let's get you back on this show, and we'll talk about that maybe this month.
I'd be down. I'd be down.
I'd be super down.
That would be a hell of a that would be a lot of show.
I think it's I agree, and a lot of people. I mean, it's actually a bit timely. A lot of people in quarantine have been watching documentaries and shit, and it's been a key element to a handful of them, like The Great Hack and the what was the other one? The social
the social project of the social network, I think.
Network. I know Social Network's the movie.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that one, the big one that everyone. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, Kai. Sorry.
Oh, before you go, or before you.
Yeah.
One of the other ones, if people are interested in The Great Hack and some of the other like social media documentaries, check out Dirty Money, because there's an episode on Trump and there's an episode on Kushner, and both of them.
Kushner, dude, he's got it's like he's one of those motherfuckers. He's like a serial killer that you look at him and you're like, he's harmless.
No, you don't look at him like he's harmless.
No, I'm saying
That
like
white
at
boy's
first
a
glance,
sociopath.
you're like, oh, this dude's
Yeah.
just like some like idiot in a suit whose daddy was rich. But you start to look at the shit he's done and his background, and all this stuff. You're like, oh, damn,
no,
like
he's a piece of shit. He's
you're a bit more
colossal-
bit more of a threat than I thought.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
bitch.
Pretty wild.
I
Oh, the
mean, he's-
social dilemma. Thank you, Anita and Nicole.
Thank you.
Yes.
He's the one who was like kind of pushing for the original idea when it got leaked about maybe we don't do anything about the coronavirus and
Yeah.
then blame the Democrats for all of the deaths.
Because
Yeah.
obviously that's going to happen first in metropolitan areas, which are mostly Democratic because of the high concentration of people that are constantly around each other and using public transportation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
In the words of your wife, he's a cunt.
I have no idea what you just tried to. No, I'm just
He's
kidding.
a cunt. I said it right. Is that
That's
Scottish?
right.
That might have been Scottish.
He's talking my wife.
Irish.
Yeah.
Cunt.
She's
How do you
British.
say?
I don't
how
know
do
what
you
the
say
fuck
it?
he's
How do you
doing
say
right
it?
now.
How do you say it in British? You're Kai.
Dude,
How
you
do you
seen
say
Billy
it?
Butcher? Oh, it's Billy
I was-
Butcher.
How does he say it?
Yeah,
By the way,
cunt.
Billy Butcher sounds like he's trying to pretend to be Captain Jack Sparrow. Like, I swear.
Captain
He
Jack
does
Sparrow
look like
mixed with
Jack
Liam
Sparrow.
Neeson from Taken.
Yes.
Nailed it. Kai, real quick. So one more time for the people on your Twitch stream after this.
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing some D&D bullshit shenanigans, my friends and I are on a Twitch channel called Life Action Roleplay. We do a mixture of D&D games. Right now we're running a campaign that's basically community college for D&D characters.
Awesome.
And we also do a lot of talks about LARP and roleplay and the actual like healthy ways of playing, so everyone's having fun and shit like that.
Nice,
I'm
man.
a huge fucking nerd, so.
You're in great company, dude. I was actually
Mhm.
really torn between
Wait,
wearing
wait,
this
wait,
hat, which is
wait.
blue, or my Cowboy Bebop hat.
Wait, I should know this. I should know this, but I don't. Please don't
No,
hate me.
it's okay.
LARP stands
LARP.
for
Live
My bad.
live action role playing.
Sorry,
got it. Sorry, it was in my brain, but I couldn't there you go.
You're good,
Thanks.
man. And one more time, Kai, for the people, where can they find you on Twitch?
You can find our channel is called Life Action Roleplay,
Awesome.
rather than live action. It's LIFE. And yeah, that's the main thing that we do on Twitch.
Wait,
And,
Kai, where are you from? Anita asked where you're from, and I'm actually curious too.
I'm from England. I'm from Norfolk, England. I left when I was like 19 or 20, and I've been here ever since for a good 15 years.
Well, we're glad to have you here, and we're very happy that you, unlike most Americans, actually know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to the American political process. So thank you for your insight, brother. We will definitely have you on. I'd love to dig into the Cambridge
Appreciate
topic
I'd
a
love
bit.
to.
And dude, have a good time on the stream.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks again, brother, man. Peace. All right, dude. So before we bring in our next guests, I'm going to bring in two friends after this. We got Mr. John Poveromo and Mike Lowther waiting in the wings. So we'll bring them in a minute. But I want to get to this fucking question with Steve if he's still here.
Oh yeah, Steve.
So one more
Wait,
time for the people.
Steve,
I'm
are
gonna-
you still here? Oh, you put it up there. That's
I got
what's
you.
up.
Steve Westland asks, I have a question to follow his question. How many Biden voters exactly understand what he wants to do to this country? Trust me, I think Trump is a man-child. That should not be in charge of this country. But are you guys not scared of what is truly going to happen 1 year in and Pelosi will be president? That's unbelievably scary. It's unbelievable scary than anything else. But that's okay. And then serious question something I actually wanted to ask. So just a quick, just for full transparency, I actually know Steve. We went to high school together. I have not seen him in ages, but I do know him. He's not just some rando on the stream.
Hey, Steve.
He did message me personally saying he wanted to speak. So before I dig into this and probably have a bit of a tone of
A tone.
let's just say a tone. I do want to say I don't want any of that to discourage anybody from ever asking questions like this. I like open dialogue. I know Dane's more likely to slap the taste out of your mouth than I am, which is fine, and that's why I love him. But I do want exactly the yin to my yang, sir. But yeah, I obviously I'm going to answer this, but like I don't want anybody to not ask these questions. If you have questions, and Steve is still here, thank you. If you have questions, please drop them in the chat. Message me, or preferably do it in the chat, so I'm not answering fucking DMs with political questions all damn day every day. But the answer is it was a few things. One, I have no idea how you come to the conclusion that Pelosi is going to be president. That would mean you're assuming two people are going to die. The vice president takes over, so that'd be Kamala Harris, not Biden. Two, I don't know what your concern is. You're a bit vague. you're saying that you're afraid of what's going to happen to this country. I mean, last I checked, now first off, and I must preface this with the fact that if you've watched the show, you know I don't like Biden. I'm not a big Biden guy. I just think Trump is the absolute biggest piece of shit and arguably the worst thing that ever happened to the United States since the fucking Civil War, maybe World War II. Like he's just total trash. Maybe that's a bit hyperbolic, but I don't care. But yeah, Donald Trump's crap, and people's fears are usually like, oh, it's gonna plunge us into chaos, and I'm like, compared to what? Like right now, I'm pretty sure this is the most chaos I've personally been alive for. But that being said, all right, fine. So let's just say Biden's in office. Let's assume he doesn't kick the bucket because there's no real reason to assume he's going to just yet, other than
he's only got to make it 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. But anyway, let's just assume like he's in there. He was vice president with another centrist president, another centrist politician for 8 fucking years. What happened that was so bad then, other than the rise of the Tea Party and Fox News's prevalence of news, mostly entertainment? Like, what really actually happened then? Last I checked, for 8 fucking years, we weren't worried about shit. Even though the president inherited, Obama and Biden inherited a fucking recession and multiple unending wars overseas after we had a surplus. So we had 8 years of Republicans, 2 wars, 9/11, and fucking and the Great Recession, right? That's what we had the last time we had a Republican. Name one crisis under Obama. One. I will wait. The chat can answer this for me if you'd like. Name one, because here's what we did have under Obama. We had almost every single fucking economic metric that Trump touts as a success during his fucking tenure as asshat in chief start under Obama. So you can literally look at the curve, and this isn't my personal opinion. You can look at the fucking curve of jobs and unemployment and the fucking the bullish market we had started basically right after the recession recovery did, which was also under Obama. Then you have the ACA. I'm not gonna lie, Obamacare was fucking neutered in the womb by the GOP because the fucking GOP took over the House and the Senate. Obama's ability to pass legislation was completely gutted, and Mitch McConnell is literally on fucking record saying he has no intention of letting Obama pass fuck all, and he's a piece of shit turtle fuck. But
P.S. Nicole, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, you had people like tens of millions of people who were covered, the elimination of pre-existing conditions, and people who were up to like age 26 or so were allowed to stay on their parents' health care because obviously most of us aren't making a living wage and are swimming in debt. So, all right, you had all this. You have economic growth across the board. You have the unemployment's going it's trending the right way. You have troop production overseas in these unending wars. You have the Iran nuclear deal, which obviously got pulled out. You have the Paris Accord, which would have been fucking not historical to the United States, but historical globally. And Trump, for no fucking good reason, pulls out of it. Putin is still in it.
That's true.
Which, by the way, he's apparently stepping down. Just a quick aside, because it seems he has Parkinson's. This is just according to the New York Post, Parkinson's part, and a new bill is being pushed through to allow Russian ex-presidents immunity from prosecution. So it kind of adds a bit of credibility. Anyway, there's just so what I guess my overall point here is like there's literally no grounds whatsoever for your fears are completely unfounded. Biden, first off, like if your worry was like socialism and communism and all this shit and whatever, that's to the further left of the party where I am, and that's also unfounded. But that's another conversation. Trying to pretend that like Biden is fucking Bernie Sanders is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard.
True.
It's dumb. It's a dumb thing. It's just you were completely conned by Fox News and the far right conservative media and Donald Trump and a bunch of people who were just parroting nonsense.
Okay, hold on, Santino, hold on.
Sorry, I'm going to breathe now.
At a certain point, prefacing it doesn't do any good because like you're like, oh yeah, still ask questions, but like when you like go in for 20 minutes,
question. So be prepared to be taken to fucking school.
Steven, I love how Steven took it
I'm
though.
so cool with
Kudos to you,
Good.
sir.
Yeah,
Kudos.
hang on. So he's got a follow-up question. What about the law that Pelosi is making that anyone that became president has to take the test to make sure they are of mind and stable to be president, which we all know who will become president at that point. Do you know who will become vice president? Well, first off, you're assuming Joe Biden's not going to pass it based on what?
Right.
I checked. Fucking Donald Trump can't string together a fucking sentence without saying the same thing 13 times and mispronouncing normal words in the English language, including 5-letter words like China. So I don't really fucking want to hear your concerns about Biden's mental acuity. So he stutters. So he's old and he talks slowly. Fine.
Yeah.
Did you see him in the debate? He still fucking held it down against the guy who was yelling over him, who interrupted him 90 plus fucking times.
Quote of the night. Shut up, man.
And even if fucking Joe Biden decided to completely just turn his brain off and become nothing but a potato, we have Kamala Harris, who, while I don't agree with, is still a fucking. We got a black woman. We got a black woman. I'm here. I would let a woman take over fucking control of this country before I gave it to half of the motherfuckers.
I mean, I don't love her record. I don't love her record.
I don't love her record either. I didn't like her to begin with.
She's a beast, though. She's a
We
beast.
missed a massive opportunity in giving Stacey Abrams the national platform that we deserve. She should have been fucking vice president. Another conversation. Anyway, I think your concerns there are unfounded. I think everyone should fucking absolutely have to take a mental acuity test to do most things. You're not allowed to fucking drive without taking a test, yet you're allowed to vote.
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't we have a wait? Since I have to be this guy, and I fucking hate being this guy. But we have other guests.
Yes,
so,
we do. We have other guests. I'm watching John and Mike laugh in the corner in the bottom.
Let's pull it back a notch. And who's next?
Anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, dude, if Steve, you have any other questions, man, you let me know. I'm
email them. Look, email them.
Show, but I like the conversation, and I'll be back. Steven, thank you so much for tuning in. If anybody ever has any questions, whatever, jump in, chime in. If you want to have an actual dialogue, I'm saying we're inviting some motherfuckers on. Drop me a line, hit us up in the DMs. We'll have a real conversation right here on air. But
ask me a question.
I mean, Dane, I got a question for you, Dane.
What's your question, sir?
How much do you love me, baby?
A lot, bruh. Like so much.
So much. I love you too, man. Yo, Steve, thank you again, man. You have a good night, and may the force be with you. All right, let's bring him in, Mr. John Poveromo, comedian.
I fucking love John Poveromo.
Hey,
John.
What's up?
Hey, guys.
And musician extraordinaire. What up, fellas?
Hey,
wait,
guys.
who else? There's two?
Oh my God. Dude, man, we're in a fourth square. It's the Brady Bunch right now, bitch.
What's up, guys? Hey, family. Hey, everybody.
You guys are on fucking fire tonight.
You know, we have enough right now to start a pretty badass orgy. I'm just going to say, just going to throw that out there. We don't have to.
I thought it was going to be a rap group, but man, I'm on your level.
I got to put this out there. Randolph James in the comments in the chat there. Biden also had 2 brain aneurysms and brain surgery back in '88 and is still holding it together. What the fuck is Trump? That motherfucker mainline McDonald's and Diet Coke and shit, and for some reason he's like, everyone's fine with it. I don't get it.
Anyway, the main point in that whole was that Biden has a brain. That's all I heard. That's the only thing I heard. Right? I'm a big fan of brains.
Big fan, right? But I'm gonna be quoting this on because I've literally watched like nothing but like 96
big fan of brains
on coverage. But he gets pissed at somebody called them these smooth-brained idiots.
Love it.
Yeah,
I know.
Love it.
So good. All right, fellas. Before I continue rambling, because I'm in that kind of mood right now.
Clearly.
How you feeling? So I want to ask Mike first. How you feeling about the status of the election? How you feeling about the results? Things coming in. What's your take on what's going on in the world right now?
I mean, things could be a lot worse. I'm glad they're not. Things are looking up. Obviously, we can't call anything anytime soon. It is nice that we're gradually seeing more numbers come in, and obviously those mail-in ballots are generally blue, more blue focused. So that's good. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The one thing I am concerned about are the potential lawsuits and or recounts. You know, those things are kind of scary. Those things are, we can say, look, these numbers are great. These numbers are awesome. Look, Biden wins this, and this.
Right.
But, what if I just fear Trump might try to sabotage it in a way by like blowing up a ballot facility, like terrorist kind of stuff. Because
someone in fucking Pennsylvania tried.
Because he can.
Not blow it up, but you saw the motherfucker with the long gun and the QAnon
Yeah.
sticker and
Wait,
all that.
whoa, what?
Some motherfuckers showed up. I don't know, it was a family and someone, they got arrested already, but they drove from Virginia in a Hummer with a QAnon sticker on the corner of it and armed up to Pennsylvania to the convention center.
Wow.
To try and like correct the shit going on. Yeah.
What's he gonna go in there with a pencil and start like
No, he's gonna go in there and
things? Like, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, bro? Sit down. Hold on.
I got
Look. What's your plan?
Hang on. Pete Carter sent me a fucking tweet, a screenshot of a tweet. And one of these, mouth breathers in the middle of the country was like, not that everybody in the middle of the country is a mouth breather.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
we love mouth breathers. Stop it.
The mouth breather. He goes, if we were invaded, it would have to be a massive conscript army. I don't know where you're from, but out here in middle America, most of us would fight back and sell our lives dearly. And someone named Jason Ponton, who I don't know who this is, but I want to give him all the high fives, responded beautifully. He goes, no, we wouldn't. We're fat, lazy, stupid, ill-disciplined. Hang on. Reality TV watchers and opiate addicts. Resistance is a complete fantasy. Americans aren't the Viet Cong or Taliban. We're the most decadent people on earth, justifiably despised and hated. Give that guy a high five.
That is the scariest shit I've heard in a while. That's great. Well said.
It was pretty amazing. It's pretty spot on. All right, so I want to, Mike. I'm just gonna put this on the back burner real quick. I do want to talk about these recount fears and the fraud issues and all that. But I want to ask John. I want to get your take. What's your feeling, man? I mean, I know I've been keeping up with you on social media and all that. You and I just like basically back and forth with the comedy, and same with the memes and all the hot takes.
Oh, that's cool. I guess we're not fucking friends.
No, I don't care about you.
God damn it! No, I didn't. Do we follow each other? I'll follow.
You're going to the gym and shit.
Wait. No. Run into your Twitter and see if you're following me. I need actually check.
I might be. I don't know, dude. I use the Instagram more.
No, you're not. Because when I followed you, it didn't say follows you. It said right.
Oh,
I rarely. I use Instagram way more. God damn, this is how we're starting out. He gets a question about the election. I get. Are you a good friend?
I don't use my phone. My phone's.
Oh my god.
You know what? It's cool. Go ahead, answer your fucking question.
I don't. You got me. You got me, man. That's true. You're right. My phone's on me every 5. I never leave it.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
We'll fix it.
Dane, wait, we'll fix this. We'll take some time out of the show to do this shit because you're needy.
I say we do.
While we're doing that, Anita learned it.
Follow me. Wait. You stop talking, Santino. Wait.
No.
Did you just say just now you followed me? So what I said in the first place was right, that you were not following me, sir?
I said I don't know if I follow you. Yeah. Wait. Hang on. I do not. Oh, you don't follow me on Instagram though. That's where I know.
Okay.
All
right. So there you go. So we switched social media.
I'm like a Republican right now.
Fine, I'll take that. That's fine.
How dare you, sir?
How you feeling?
All right.
How you feeling?
How are you feeling, John?
I feel good. I know I'm usually not this positive about shit, but I am. I'm just kind of already basically celebrating the whole thing. I mean, I do have the same fear that Mike does, though, that he is going to wind up inciting his base. Like, I think he's going to go full blown QAnon. Like once he actually fucking loses. Like, but I really hope he doesn't leave quietly for the sake of the nation, because I think for the sake of the nation, we need to see his fucking fat tangerine Idi Amin ass dragged out of the goddamn White House. That's what I think.
Goddamn.
Who wouldn't want to see that on TV? Who wouldn't want to see his little
best episode of The Apprentice ever?
I am curious to see how he's gonna do it.
I am so curious to see that. Like,
I think
he talks.
There's no way he goes gracefully.
He talks a big blustering game, but when you're not the guy anymore, the guy in charge or whatever, the way that the U.S. government, the way that the security apparatus works, that's not something you could just be like, you're not taking the fuck. They won't.
No, they'll definitely take him out.
Yeah, like it's not a game. And the fact that I hope that this is all just bluster for like his base and shit like that. Like, I'm not gonna go without a fight. Sure. But like, if you think about how this shit really actually plays out, you don't want to fucking try that. They don't. No, they don't care.
All they gotta do is like just pop up to the door of the Oval Office and throw in a fucking Big Mac on a fishing line and just start slowly pulling it out to the Rose Garden, out to the street. You'll be fine.
You'll be
good.
fine.
Out.
The moving truck's already out there. It's good.
Yeah, I
Did
saw
anybody see that, by the way?
I saw that.
Yeah,
actually, a
that's
moving
great.
truck outside the White House.
That
the
is
other time.
great. Fucking
That's
great.
so good.
Twitter.
The fact that literally every media outlet and every like sitting Republican, nobody wants to fucking touch this shit is just they want him gone. Like everybody wants him gone. Like even every like a news outlet is like they're trying to be fair about Trump could catch up, but they're really like holding back like laughter at this point. He's like they're like we already know how this is gonna go.
Trying. A couple people in the chat here saying, "Can someone say you're fired?" And I'm like, they put what was it in the state? It was at the Capitol building in Michigan or Wisconsin or something. Somebody literally projected the words "you're fired" onto the fucking building.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wait, in real life?
In real life. In real life.
No.
Yeah, it was,
that's fucking hysterical.
It was amazing.
That's terrible.
Sorry,
I mean,
Mike, what were you gonna say?
Sorry.
No, it just seems like everybody, since this is so high profile and everybody is looking at this right now, I think this is like the one thing where like he can't go full bullshit on this on these accusations.
Yes, he can.
Yeah. Really?
He did it. He did it. He already did it. But here's the thing, and I'm not trying to be like a doomer here, but like he absolutely can go full bullshit. A doomer. I told you I've been watching a lot of House of Navi, man. But it's all this Twitch speaking shit. My lexicon has completely changed in the last 3 days.
Okay.
But no, like he can't. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. But when even Fox News starts to hold you accountable, and Anderson Cooper calls you an obese turtle, like bacon. And shit,
they're all cutting loose, dude.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
People are gonna start holding him accountable. The only people who won't,
great.
The only people who won't hold him accountable are his own fucking party, because they know, like, if they just suddenly flip on him, like, he has the people.
Yeah,
he has the fucking game.
It's an entirely different party. Like, it's not even like there's people that I know that were Republicans before or whatever, and then got behind him and are now like turning against Republicans and are backing him up. Like, they think it's
always like that.
Yeah,
I think this just emboldened.
Wait. Anderson Cooper on national TV on
you didn't
live.
See this?
I did see this, but I'm just saying I want to reiterate on live national TV called him an obese turtle. They can't flip the fuck up.
That was one of the best things I've ever seen on broadcast news.
Fuck, I love Anderson Cooper for that shit.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. But yeah, Mike, let's get into this a little bit. The fraud issue, right? I've run. I have a live post running on my Facebook page right now of the different instances in which state where people are claiming there's fraud. The only thing I've seen that's even actually legitimate is in Michigan. There was a glitch in some of the votes. There was like some both 6,000 votes or something for Biden, and then there was another issue in the same area where there was one of the districts flipped from a Democrat win to a Republican because of a clerical error, and those are things that actually happened, right? So these are fixable things, and then it was the same software is running in 47 other counties in the area. All right, that's fair. Like, let's look at those things. If there's discrepancies there, that's legitimate. Everything else I've seen is completely fucking fabricated. It's fabricated or taken out of context or just fully pulled out of somebody's Republican ass because they're freaking out. It's all nonsense. It's all fucking nonsense and easily verifiable. They just don't want to.
And the thing that doesn't get brought up enough, though, too, with all this shit, though, is that if there is a clerical error like that, it's always fucking caught. You never hear about it 4 years down the road, and we're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all that stuff, as rare as it does occur, it winds up getting caught. Like, they do, and they say it, too. It's not even like it's a gotcha thing. It's just like, oh, shit. Like, we just realized there was a fuck up here. And
not only that, the clerical error I was talking about I think it was in Michigan, was presided over. The clerk county is a Republican, and then it was sent to another clerk's office, and it was caught by a Democrat who reported it back and flipped the fucking thing. So it's not a partisan thing here. It's just motherfucking volunteers and workers and officials doing their jobs. And like Donald Trump's on there shitting all over these motherfuckers. Like, you guys are a bunch of useless pieces of trash.
But hold on, but we have
more or less his narrative now.
So, but you have to. there's something to kind of take into account with kind of all of the handling of the Trump administration of this election. And that's one that he absolutely fucking dog whistled and let you know what his plan was, what his strategy was way in advance. So the fact that it's at this point now, I'm not really surprised by most of what comes out of his fucking mouth or most of like the kind of bullshit claims that he's making, because yeah, he has to go for broke, because if broke doesn't work, then it's like he you know what I mean? He looks like a bitch in his eyes.
And
you know what I mean?
and he's probably just gonna end up fucking trying to snowball all of this into like a news network or some bullshit, which was always, I think, his plan.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
One of the things I've always actually appreciated about Trump, and it comes from being a comic book fan, is that he always reveals his evil plot, like his monologue. Like he has. Perfect. It is every time. We're always like, oh, he fucking told us he was going to do this 3 months ago, Dr. Doom style. So we're already ready.
Yeah, it's not even telegraphing like in a fight. It's just straight up. Here's every punch I'm going to throw beforehand. Yeah. And you're gonna. And the problem is the fucking Democrats, to their forever to their detriment, just ignore the plan, the game plan handed to them ahead of time, and then when they get punched in the fucking face with a right hook at 7 p.m., they're like, "Where did that come from?" They're just completely blindsided.
But that's also that's a high road mentality, which is what he plays off of. It's that whole concept of, well, yeah, we know he's going to do this, but if we respond in this way, it makes us no better than him. But he knows.
How's that working out?
It's not working out the greatest.
It's not working out at all. This fucking election shouldn't be close.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be.
I keep saying that.
I hate that when they go low, we go high bullshit. It should be when they go low, we go left, and that's the only move. They go low, we fucking head left.
I like to say if they go low, we bury them. I love that. I love it.
I like pretty good. That's pretty good. It's true though, man. It's just this fucking election shouldn't even be close. There should have been a flat out repudiation of all of Trump and his, let's use his word, shenanigans. It's fucking, it's crazy to me that there's this many people, 70 fucking million people voted for this guy.
I haven't said a whole lot with regards to what my feeling is on the election, and that was somewhat by design. I wanted to kind of fill out everybody else in the room, obviously. But if I gotta say where I stand on it, one, as you know, I'm not a Biden fucking guy. I don't think that Biden is a fucking savior or a black savior in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But what I will say, if I had to have one takeaway from this, it's exactly what you said, that this is not a win because it shouldn't have been close. The fact that it is 49%, 49.4% down to 3,000 votes in some areas. After everything that was done, after the pepper spraying and fucking smoke bombing fucking protesters off of the Black Lives Matter avenue so you could take a fucking picture in front of a fucking church, after all, you could run it back, all the rhetoric, all the fucking missteps, all the mishandlings, all that shit. The fact that it's close tells me way more than I ever wanted to know about this country, and way more than any president-elect or president that wins aside from Trump is going to be able to fix.
And it's not even shit that we didn't know. It's just shit we didn't want to believe.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just really fucked up. It's sad. It makes me sad.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the veil being brought back from 2016. You know, we saw it on both ends. We saw that what the Democrats did to Bernie Sanders and fucking how corrupt they could be, and we saw just how far the Republican Party was willing to go when they thought they can get away with anything at all. Like they were literally untouchable. They took that whole I could shoot somebody in the middle of the street and get away with it to the nth degree. Actually, we don't even know yet because he's going to be in office till January. God knows what the fuck he's going to do before he has to leave.
Fat orange lame duck.
Bannon's talking about decapitations now. Did you see that?
I saw that. Dude!
Oh, Bannon? Yeah, I know. That was nuts.
Mike, let's hang on. So just for everyone in the chat and the stream and listening to this after the fact, what Lowther just brought up was Steve Bannon, who was Trump's originally was his campaign advisor in the beginning, right, in 2000.
Got him elected.
And then he's basically one of those motherfuckers out there who could be misconstrued as the devil. And again, I'm going to keep quoting
accurately
Hassan.
portrayed as the devil.
I got to keep quoting Hassan, but he called him a smelly raccoon. Just forever be his fucking nickname.
Insult to raccoons everywhere. Fuck
Right.
that.
But yeah, this motherfucker was on his was on his own show or some bullshit, and he basically, or he's in an interview, and he's like fucking just straight up talking about how we should take, I think it's the head of the FBI, the director of the FBI right now, and Anthony Fauci, our lead infectious disease expert, who's been obviously head of the coronavirus, blah blah blah, and decapitate them and put their heads on spikes outside of the White House, old school. That's the fuck he said. He literally said that. He got banned from Twitter for it. That's the motherfucker
permanently.
who put this guy in office now. That's
by the way,
the guy you guys got behind, who played all of you like a fiddle.
It's insane to me that that's a result that we actually have to talk about, though. You know what I mean? Like, hey, but he got banned from Twitter. You know, it's like,
I know.
There was somebody actually on Twitter who said it. There was, and look, I'm gonna bring this perspective in because I need to feel a way about it. Somebody said there were two things. Somebody said there were 62,000 people that voted for a rapper from Chicago for vice president. That
Dude,
was
how
one.
many of them were in Tennessee, dude?
And then someone else said there was like a 5% of black men or 10% of black men, something like that voted for Donald Trump. It says a lot about kind of where we are as a society when that can be a thing. You know
but you know what though? I think we just know about it more. Not even like think about it this way though. Before we had the internet and before we could see like a large swath of the country doing that, we don't know how many people picked up the fucking Inquirer in a ShopRite or whatever, or a grocery store and believed everything they read. That's those people.
Yo,
I mean, the ones that aren't blatantly fucking racist or doing it for their 401ks are the crazy people who thought, aliens fucking raped their goats and shit. And that kind of crap too.
I used to see that Inquirer, and I used to wonder. You're good.
Yeah, and of those 70 million people that did vote, or whatever the thing is, the majority, they have like 20 teeth between them all. So, I mean, you have to think where this shit's coming from.
Wait a minute. Look, listen. First of all, North Carolina, come on and raise up. South Carolina, we don't hate you. We don't. What he just said, that doesn't represent us.
No, I don't hate them. I like going over there.
You toured the country. We know. No,
yeah.
I'm kidding because that's not them. I just did. Never mind. I didn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you.
There we go.
Yeah. I get it. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna cut that out and then we'll edit it.
Oh, this is live.
Go back.
But for the rehash, for the sizzle reel. For the sizzle reel.
You guys do it? That'd be a killer sizzle reel if you did it.
Well, we're gonna have to do it now. We're just gonna chop around. You've been on here enough now. I'm just gonna make you saying some really racist shit, taking everything out of context. I don't care if your outfit changes in the middle of the sentence. Motherfuckers on Twitter are gonna believe it.
I can't stand Donald Trump. Black people. Wait, what? He said that? He said that? Wow.
I love Donald Trump.
Like he's all over the place.
Fuck, I
actually do have to bounce though. I feel bad leaving, but
okay.
Yeah. But thanks for having me on again,
John,
guys.
thank you.
Real quick,
John, before you leave, where can the people find you on the interweb?
Yes.
You can find me on Instagram. That's obviously, since we just said I don't use Twitter, I have to stick with that.
So follow Dane to follow John.
Follow Dane on Twitter though. on Instagram.
And if you don't know what his Instagram is, follow me on Instagram, and it'll say mutual friend John.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Or butcher my last name. It's fine.
Hold out. So it's at John Poveromo.
Yeah, John Poveromo on Instagram, TikTok, fucking Twitter. It's my name on whatever social media thing you want.
Wait, you're on TikTok? You're on TikTok?
I am on TikTok, dude.
Yes, actually, he had a little bit of a viral hit on TikTok not long ago.
I did, yeah. It's got 900,000 views today.
You were in you were in a paper. What paper was that wrote?
I wrote a column for Newsweek about the U.S. elections and stuff and stuff about TikTok or whatever.
I'm following you right now.
Go follow at John Poveromo, stand-up comedian and good friend, fellow Jersey boy. Love you, brother, man. Thank you for coming on.
Love you guys. Nice meeting you, Mike.
See you, John.
Why does this motherfucker have more followers than me on TikTok? I'm jealous.
No, Poveromo's the fucking man. So
Good
real
for
quick
him.
before we
Anyway.
continue, I want to hit a couple of quick updates we got here.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
Allegheny County and Pittsburgh. Allegheny, which has Pittsburgh, just announced a new batch of ballots counted 7,300 for Biden, 1,875 for Trump. Biden's lead in Pennsylvania has just increased to 27,130 votes.
Nice.
By all accounts, from what I've heard from, it was either Nate Cohn or Silver. I keep getting them fucking confused. You can expect to see maybe upwards of 100,000 vote lead by the end of this with Biden if everything keeps tracking as it is. Another update in Arizona, Maricopa County within the hour released another round of ballot results. And while Trump closed the gap slightly, it does not put him on pace to capture the state, which means Joe is still holding Arizona. Right now it is 49.6 to 48.7%. And one last thing, recently, according to the New York Times, Shane Goldmacher, Biden hasn't been declared the winner, but he's ramping up transition planning, and some potential top White House aides could be named as early as next week.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. He's already planning the staff.
Information.
He's already planning the fucking staff. That's what's up. I like it.
That's a good sign.
So
That's
was
a great sign.
McConnell was already talking about restricting bringing in the cabinet and all.
I hate Mitch McConnell so fucking much. I want to
I'm
fucking. Okay,
also
look. I don't wish bad on anybody. I try my best. I do, but I
The
try my
fuck
best.
you, the fuck you don't.
What's the age difference between him and Biden right now? Is he that old too?
He's
Four
he's up
years?
there.
3 or
Yeah,
4
he's up
years?
there.
Okay.
Fuck,
Yeah.
but if he died, I wouldn't feel bad.
Jeez.
I wouldn't feel fucking bad, bro.
Oh, no.
He's such a piece of shit. No, like if you really if you look into his political like career, his tenure,
He's trash.
he is a piece of shit. Like he's
He's
evil,
absolute human trash.
evil piece of shit. Like fuck.
No,
Anyway.
no question. Mitch McConnell is almost as bad, if not worse, than Donald Trump.
I mean,
I have no problem
he
saying that.
made a lot of what Donald Trump accomplished possible just by being him and being in that position.
And also neutered the Democrats for 6 years under Obama by stonewalling fucking everything.
He's a piece
And
of
I mean, he's the reason that the fucking Heroes Act, that the extra stimulus didn't get passed.
Yeah.
He's the reason the Senate convened and still didn't get passed until after the election. He's the reason you've only seen one fucking check.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
a
saying,
powerful,
people who are really
he's a powerful son of
hurting-
a bitch. He's a powerful son of a bitch. Yeah.
And the people I know who do like Trump, I've asked them all.
Don't, Dane, don't. I saw it. Don't even acknowledge it. Don't.
About the stimulus?
Sorry, Mike. Something in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Don't.
No. I've just asked. Like, I've asked, where's your second stimulus check? And it's like he's holding it back.
He's
until
fine.
He wins. Yeah.
And somehow he still got voted again. Beat Amy McGrath, which he was always he was always polling that way. Which, if we've learned anything, though, the polls are just trash. At least when Trump's involved.
Yeah,
totally.
He bought it. He bought that vote for sure. He bought that re-election.
I don't fucking know. I don't get it. I mean, it's just on. Look, you got McConnell in a deep red territory. I don't know why they wouldn't vote for him. And McGrath is a woman on top of it in Kentucky in a deep red state.
Yeah,
I don't know how favorable women do as Democrats in that type of area.
Not very.
I just don't. But real quick, so I wanted to, especially Mike, while I got you on, because I think you'll appreciate this.
Yes.
So yesterday, for those of you who don't know and don't care, just didn't know this about me, was November 5th, which is which is actually a holiday in England, but it's also a central date in the film V for Vendetta. I was in a band, quasi in a band called Scarlet Carson, named after the flower in the film. Big fan of it. If you haven't watched it,
band again?
Scarlet Carson, motherfucker. But yeah, check out if you haven't seen the film V for Vendetta, then I'm gonna spoil a small part of it for you, but nothing, not that big of a deal.
If you haven't seen it yet, fuck you.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, Dane. I haven't seen it.
You son of a bitch. So real quick, a quick setup for this clip I'm gonna play real quick, right? So let me bring this up here. There's a character in it named Lewis Prothero, the voice of London. He is basically the Chancellor's mouthpiece for the news organization, and in it's like a dystopian world, more or less, which bears striking similarities to the current situation. There's a virus and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a character in there named Lewis Prothero, the voice of London, and he's an Englishman who just like yells shit and says all this crazy stuff, and it's terrifying, really. I'm gonna play this clip real quick of his big ass in the bathroom watching his own fucking clip. So this is him on TV.
common man does not
Listen, so listen to him in the background.
what every gutless, freedom-hating terrorist is, a goddamn coward.
Let's skip ahead here.
No. On this show, and that includes you. Find another DOP or find yourself another job.
Let's watch him back on TV. There we go.
I wish I'd had the chance for a face-to-face. Just one chance, that's all I need.
He sounds like Trump.
Dude,
Looks
no,
like Trump in that shadow.
no, I got hang on. Just wait.
This
wait.
so-called V and his accomplice Evie Hammond, nay, demagogue, spouting their message of hate, a delusional and aberrant voice, delivering a terrorist ultimatum. An ultimatum was met with swift and surgically precise justice. The story,
Rolando always no lube.
Bitter
beer.
And as always,
England prevails. All right, so check this motherfucker. I'm not going to ruin what happens next, but this,
So
right? And I'm going to play this one other little bit here.
Oh, I want to watch this whole fucking
Hang on,
video.
I know. We have to watch this
I
again
say
soon.
we go down to
Listen to
those
this guy in the
docks
background.
tonight and dump that crap
Right here.
200 years ago. I say we go down to those docks tonight and dump that crap where everything from the ulcered sphincter of our Serica belongs. Who's with me? Who's bloody with me? Did you like that? USA, ulcered sphincter of our Serica. I mean, what else can you say? It was a country that had everything, absolutely everything. And now, 20 years later, is what? The world's biggest leper colony. Why?
Wow.
Godlessness. Let me say that again. Godlessness. It wasn't the war they started. It wasn't
We need
the
to use
plague
this for
they
intro.
created.
Oh, dude, I used to use clips in the film. We
No
need
one
absolutely.
escapes their past. No one escapes.
Wait, just wait though.
You think he's not up there? You think he's not watching over this country? How else can you explain it? He tested us. We came through. We did what we had to do.
I watch this whole fucking movie right now.
It's so fucking good.
I saw it all.
You should live stream us watching it.
Right?
Muslims, homosexuals, terrorists, disease-ridden degenerates. They had to go.
I'm playing this for a reason, I
Strength
promise.
Through unity. Unity through faith. I'm a God-fearing Englishman, and I'm goddamn proud of it.
That's quite enough for that.
Yes, it is. Now check this shit out. This is real. This is a real video. This is a real person, a conservative commentator.
I think they're evil. The president. We forget that. I mean, think about it. More than 60 million Americans voted for one of the most corrupt politicians in American history, whose son is doing deals with communist China. We just need the evidence.
Same guy.
We need the paper trail. We need the judges to enforce the rule of law. And if the local bureaucrats prevent us from
Even his
seeing the
cadences.
evidence, from seeing the legitimate votes, we need the U.S. Marshals to deploy, and they need to break down the doors of those polling stations and stop the crimes being committed. It is that simple. Forget the brainwashed drones. It is time to turn America back into the greatest nation ever and not treat it like it's bloody Turkmenistan under a dictator who thinks he can get away with anything just because he happens to be the Democrat Party. I'm Sebastian Gorka. This is America First on the Salem Radio Network. Now, get out on the streets, protest, show them who you are and that they can't get away with it.
That is fucking insane.
There's a through line here with all of this, and I think it's something that it's like a medium that people like him and Trump and everybody. It's like it's like a wavelength of all of them knowing what they know. There's nothing going on in the poll. They know that, but they're playing
making
against
money off of it.
Well, yeah, but they're also enticing these uneducated people to go out and do those things.
To create theories and to create like ideologies that are gonna prop up the bullshit that they just made up.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Doing. Yeah, and people absolutely will. They'll be like, oh, he said it. No, all right, let's find out why he's saying that. It must be like QAnon in and of itself exists because somebody wanted to say, oh, it's not that he's a fucking idiot. It's because he's so smart that he's got this strategy that you just don't you just have to find what the strategy is, and then people will start connecting dots and fucking there just to support the acts that they're gonna go out and commit.
And then as soon as you find a way to break down whatever it is they're saying using, God forbid, sources and actual information, they
well, then you're against.
It's
You're
not
against
what he meant.
yeah.
It's not what he
Yeah.
said. And that's
You're
not
against
how
it.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're no matter what you say, you're wrong. You're the idiot. You're the one who's not done enough research. You don't know what you're talking about because the fucking president of the United States said it, and that's literally their gospel. And it's not at all fucking coincidental that the majority, and I apologize to anyone in the fucking, in the audience watching this or hearing this to what I'm about to say, but like, it's not at all a fucking coincidence that you got this crazy fucking spiritual advisor psychopath yelling about angels from Africa and shit coming and the victories coming and yelling and whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And that half these people buy into like the fucking floating man in the sky nonsense. I'm like, this is you are too easily misled into unprovable things. So therefore, this is not that surprising to me.
True.
It's just not like, yeah, all right, cool. So you believe that. Well, you believe that too. So why should I be shocked?
Well, but so it goes a little bit deeper than that, in that when you understand the nature of a thing, right? You know that, okay, if I pull this string, it's going to make people react in this way.
Yes.
Then you start to instrument certain strategies that take that into account. Like, okay, so we know that if we say X, Y, and Z about Biden, about the election itself, about Barack Obama being not from this country, we know we don't even need to prove it. We just have to give them the reason to pull the thread. And they'll fill in the gaps with whatever nonsense they want, and we'll come out on top, because we were the first whistleblowers to let them. This is not new.
They're the saviors. They're the Jesus in the story, the messiahs, the bringers of the light, blah blah blah, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
And look, and I get it. And I have to say this too, and it's the reason I'm so open to listening to people, no matter what their politics are, is because it's the reason I'm a Bernie supporter. I think there are a legitimate, massive amount of Americans in this country who are completely disenfranchised, who have been left behind, who are fucking hurting, who need assistance across the board, not just in not just in financially, but with healthcare and access to mental health, and like, this is a myriad of fucking things, and addiction counseling, and and let's clean up the fucking neighborhoods. And while we're at it, can we get Flint some clean fucking water? Like,
because it's been damn near a decade. It's been damn near a decade.
Insane. It's insane. So like, when a guy comes along who's anti-politics, who's at the very least anti politics as usual, right? Anti what's been happening and not fixing problems, and the people who we know are getting rich off of just being in office, and they're living well, and they're covered by health insurance, and all they do is clutch their pearls and hold their power and counter the lobbyists and shit. Like, there are people who are like, well, fuck all those people. Here's this dude who's like, the thing I don't get is, I mean, he was handed a fortune, and then he's like fully on record as being like a complete scumbag. But like, all right, so he's outside of the system. So, and he goes in and says, I'm going to come in and I'm going to be your hero. I'm going to be your savior. I'm going to fix everything. And I'm going to put all these demon rats and crooked Hillary and whatever the fucking, nonsense hashtag bullshit he came up with. I'm going to put them all in jail. I'm going to get them all out of office. I'm going to drain the swamp.
Right.
Obviously, we know he did the exact opposite. He is the fucking swamp. He just played on everybody's concerns and fears and issues and whatnot. The thing is, this is why I do feel bad when I like dig in too much on some people. Is like, those fears aren't unfounded. Those concerns aren't unfounded. Like, this is legit. Like, you absolutely have been completely fucked by your government. No question there. No question there. It's just the thing is, like,
the point of government, though.
Oh, it's a mix. It's a mix, and there's a lot of people who've been completely fucked and put in poor positions and just sort of left behind and lied to for a long time, and been unrepresented or misrepresented or underrepresented. But just things could be infinitely better. We all know that. It's just there's too much greed, too much nonsense, too much. I don't know, man. Just like. It's just like so many shitty people who are really good at getting elected.
I just noticed this comment from Nicole where she said they labeled Biden a pedophile with no evidence.
That's a huge accusation.
That is a huge, and you like, and it wasn't just him. They did it to Tom Hanks as well. I don't know if anybody caught that.
And they were selling children in cabinets and wafers.
Yeah. Like the kinds of accusations that they throw around with no evidence, but yet will willingly ignore actual evidence to support that certain other people were definitely on certain islands.
Yes,
with way underage,
but it doesn't fit their worldview.
Exactly. So
it doesn't fit their bubble.
Exactly.
So it's
so that can't be true.
Yeah. What's Trump hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein all the time and being friends with everybody? How come all his cronies are always getting thrown in jail? What? How much more corrupt can you look? And then when you ask somebody who does support him so well, what about that? The first thing they say, yeah, well, we got Joe Biden's laptop or Hunter Biden's laptop. What do you,
from a blind computer repairman via Rudy Giuliani to the New York Post, who would not name the source of who wrote the report.
Yep.
Even after all this, even after all the deaths from COVID, of this whole thing being mishandled improperly by him, I still hear people talking about Hillary's emails.
Yep.
Dude.
Are you out of your
Hillary
fucking?
is like gone.
That's old news. That is old news. That is fake news. It's old news.
It is super fucking old news. You know, and this is those types of things. These what is it, like a duality or what's the word I'm looking at? The paradox of accepting this one truth versus another, even though they're both evidence. You know, like there's a lot of evidence here to support this, right? If you, I mean, this literally was personified the other night when you had two different groups of Trump supporters out on the streets chanting "count the votes" and "don't count the votes," right? It didn't matter because he's the one who clearly instigated all of that. And it's like, oh, well, do you want us to enforce democracy or do you not want us to? It doesn't matter as long as it benefits fucking Trump or benefits your world, but what you want to happen. Now,
he's getting everybody all riled up.
He's getting them all he's fully intentional, trying to get. I think if he was hoping, and because you saw, was it Donald Trump Jr. was like literally, I think said something about like it's going to be total war or some shit when he's not like a mob the other day.
Yeah.
I just this is super and completely off topic, but I just want to say, if you're ever looking for the person throughout this live that gets me inebriated, it's gonna be Rolando. Look in the comments.
Refill.
Look in the fucking comment. It's his whole goddamn goal. Thank you, bro.
Rolo forever, trying to make sure the glass is full.
I
Baby.
appreciate you, bro.
That's what he's there for, man.
Yes.
It's pretty it's hard to watch with some people. I mean, especially like I mean, I can't speak for both of you, but like I have people who are very close to me, friends, family, and all who have big time Trump supporters. Flags, clothes, hat, whole fucking thing. I don't. And I've had many conversations. I think that's a big part of why I'm not super dismissive of people who are Trump supporters.
I can see that.
Because I have people I care about, and I'm like, I always in the back of my mind think about when I start hurling criticisms, does that actually apply to these people? And in a lot of cases, it doesn't. But I still say some things, and I'm like, look, you're either a one issue voter, you're completely the most gullible voter, or you're dumb.
I, on the other hand, am not burdened with such knowledge. Unfortunately, it's a
lucky bastard.
It's a whole lot harder for me to dig into my people that I know and people that are close to me and family members and find somebody that's a tried and true Trump supporter. Yeah. Maybe somebody snuck in, but it's a little tougher for me, and there's a very specific reason why it's a little tougher for me in a lot of circumstances. So I will say this. I can understand that. I really can. And there's part of me that's like, hey, give ignorant people the benefit of the doubt. They don't know they're ignorant. That's by the definition of ignorance. They don't, it is what it is. Let them talk, let them spew dumb shit. And there is that, but there's also like, yeah, but what kind of me would I be?
Yeah.
If I let this shit ride, what kind of I mean, sure, I'd be a good human being, but fuck that.
I mean, again, it's like I said, like, so if they're either gullible and they believe the hype, the bullshit, they're dumb, which I feel like kind of both play into the same thing, or they're a one issue voter. Like
Yeah.
it's like taxes or something, you know. I have no other explanation for being able to completely ignore the reprehensible behavior of Donald Trump. Because I mean, again, I'm on record with this shit. I didn't like him. I was vocally critical of Donald Trump before he announced his intention to run.
I mean,
I
we
didn't
made a
like
whole
him.
song about it, bro. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I'm saying fucking before in 2013 or 12 or some shit. I was talking about like what a crazy motherfucker he was.
You know when it got me, and I'll tell you, and this is for anybody that's watching and anybody that ever runs into me on the fucking street and wants to give me shit. Because I mean, my DMs are pretty fucking, let me tell you, they are adventurous. And I'm cool with it. I get it. I say a lot of shit. But this is what I will say. The moment that he said at one of his first ever like rallies, he's like, what's Mexico sending over? They're rapists, they're murderers. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, everybody else is mad, did it? I'm like, don't be mad. You see what he's doing? Do you see what he's doing? He's fear-mongering the same way as Nixon did, the same way as Reagan did, the same way as Bush did. Like, this is playbook shit. And I'm like, and you know what? You know what's really fucked up? At that time, he wasn't like a front runner. I'm like, watch, it's gonna work.
Yeah, and 1,000% did. And what was crazy, you still had his own constituents, not constituents, his peers and shit. Like, there's videos of like Lindsey Graham saying he's going to be the downfall of like the Republican Party and shit. The same dude who still somehow backs this guy after he took power. These guys have proven not only are they hypocrites, but they just have no spines or principle.
Real quick, Rolando,
he's still in his truck. That's why.
I forget all the time. Yeah, Rolando, we love the shit out of you. Thanks for supporting while you're in your fucking truck.
Thank you, brother, man. And thank you, everybody. And I want
thanks everybody for still watching.
Before I forget to say this, because I know we've touched on a lot of things tonight, and this has come up a bit where we right now are in a position where we could, you know, maybe very, very, very big fucking maybe, but maybe we could find a way to grab a tie in the Senate and have Kamala Harris be the tiebreaker. And the way this happens, for those who haven't been paying attention to the Senate races in Georgia, both, as far as things stand right now, Warnock and Ossoff are both headed to a runoff vote.
Oh, is that happening? I love him.
So what happens is, the way that this happens, for those of you again who don't know this, there were 2 Senate races happening in Georgia, and neither the Republican or Democrat accumulated more than 50%. I think it's 50.1% of the vote or 50% of the vote. They both dipped below 50%, which means by default, automatically in Georgia, it runs to a runoff, which is basically a special election that takes place in January. Right. What can happen now is, because we're at an even 48 and 48 in the Senate where votes sit right now, is you have the opportunity to catch an even 50 with these 2 victories in Georgia in the special runoff, and then Kamala Harris being the vice president, according, if all goes well, as it's supposed to, would be the tiebreaker, which would then completely free up the ability for the Democrats to properly legislate, since, as far as I know, we are holding the House.
That's amazing.
You can actually see
pretty cool.
You could actually see some real fucking progress, as opposed to Mitch McConnell's fucking turtle, fucking stupid all sack neck motherfucker stonewalling everything.
His neck does look like a fucking scrotum.
Straight up sack, dude. Dude has like 1/10 of a chin, and then just like a fucking full on ball sack below his head going into his chest.
And his head looks like a turtle's head.
Straight up. McConnell is
so many reptiles in the office.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's because they're all slimy motherfuckers, man.
Big true.
Yes,
dude. But yeah, it's nuts. So keep an eye on that. Warnock and Ossoff, if you can, donate to these motherfuckers as soon as these runoffs are official, because I'm pretty sure the New York Times has already said that that's more or less what's going to happen. Last I checked. But donate to these motherfuckers. These are arguably 2 of the most important fucking races that will happen within a decade. Because here's what happens: if say everything goes as planned, knock wood, and Biden takes office, he's
actually knocked on wood, aren't you?
Yeah, actually knocked on wood. Anyway, so you fucking you end up with the Democratic vice president and a Democratic House, but you have a fucking Republican controlled Senate, GOP controlled Senate. You get stonewalled. You get fucking stonewalled, and McConnell will without question make it his mission to make sure that Biden and the Democrats look as weak and inefficient as possible. He did it for the last 6 fucking years under Obama. This is not news. What was it? I forget under what president, like Truman or somebody. He labeled the Congress at the time the do nothing Congress. And because the amount of legislation they passed was like pretty low for the amount of time he was in office. Theirs was like a fucking sixth of that under Obama. The do nothing Congress, fucking shattered that ineptitude. So vote for or donate these. And if you live in fucking Georgia, vote like a motherfucker. Make sure everybody votes like a motherfucker in January for these runoffs.
Yes,
that's Ossoff and Warnock. And Ossoff, by the way, another cool thing is about our fucking age, and he's a filmmaker. So I'm super on board with that. I think
I like that guy a lot. He's great.
Really a really great candidate. So I'm glad that didn't just get shut out. So that's where we're at. And I was really hoping Biden was going to go live during this scheduled to, and it got pushed. But
we know what's going to happen. I'm good with it.
Look, I've been as I keep saying, I've been saying since the night of. I remain cautiously optimistic.
There it is.
2020, like I said earlier, is not short on fuckery. So like, who knows? But by all accounts, by all current metrics, it's a lock. I'm not going to fully say Biden won yet because I don't want this to be a fucking meme in a month from now, but it's looking good. I feel good about it. All the states he needs are trending in his favor. So with any luck, we'll know soon. Yeah, I think what happens is Pennsylvania calls it once they're past the margin for a recount and at a high enough count. Because I think it's like 0.5%. I think they need that it can be a recount, and then they'll call it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I feel good about it, guys. I feel good about it.
I am there with you.
Congratulations to the United States of America for at least not completely getting decimated.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you, voters.
Thank you for voting.
If unless anybody else has any questions in the chat here, I think it's a good time to wrap it up and call it.
Rolando saying he must have swallowed his balls was pretty fucking awesome.
That's hysterical. I'm just a couple of quick things. So Mike, before we let you go, where can the world find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, you can see all of my awesome work on themikeLowther.com. I make trailers. I direct music videos.
Mike, I'm gonna hit you up. Shh,
don't you already know this guy up here? This guy does videos.
We'll talk in a minute.
We'll talk. In
okay.
A minute. So and for those you don't know, if you've seen some of the Call of Duty, Walking Dead, like you've edited some pretty baller ass trailers.
Thanks, man. Yeah, those were a lot of fun.
High probability if you're watching this, you've seen some of my man's work right here. So follow him at the Mike Lowther. Mike, man, I love you, dude. Thank you for coming on.
Love you too. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hopefully,
Sam, have a great night.
We all wake up in a better America in a couple of days.
Yes, sir.
Progressive.
Have a good night.
Progressive. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
So before we wrap this up, I want a big shout out to everybody who watches this show, obviously, and a big shout out to our fans who have supported the new song. The bottom line is the bottom line. We have cracked 5,000 views in about a week on YouTube.
We did.
We did. Actually, last I checked, it was 5,300.
I have not checked it. Because my grandma used to tell me a watch pot don't boil, so I don't check.
That's totally fair, but I have to keep an eye on it because I got keep juicing it.
Thank you,
5,777. It's another 400 since I looked last. So
thank you, people.
Thank you, guys. That's on the Santino the Misfit YouTube. You can pop on there, check out The Bottom Line is the Bottom Line by Santino the Misfit and Dane Alexander. Official videos up. So give that a watch. You can also find the link at failureMadeMonsters.com. And if you don't already, please follow. Hell yeah, man. Please follow Dane the Great right here on all social media platforms so he doesn't have to come on here and chew you all out one by one because he will.
I really will. I'm petty as fuck.
And you can follow me at Santino the Misfit. I've been posting most of the election shit on Twitter. So follow me on my Twitter at Santino the Misfit. No I in the end of Misfit, and it's FT. Because Twitter has fucking character limits, and I just couldn't help it. It was so close. But yeah, and Dyson from Australia, hey dude, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate it. Rolando, Anita, everybody, the regulars, we appreciate you guys. Everyone new to the show,
you already know.
Thank you so much for the questions. Like I said, we are always here to have this conversation with everybody. Thank you to our guests, Kai, Mike Lowther, John Poveromo. And Dane and I will probably be on Twitch streaming some fucking video games and drinking a bit. So follow us on Twitch as well.
Do that shit.
And that's it. And follow us on Instagram at Failure Made Monsters. It's for updates on our future guests, shows, all that shit. And on Facebook at Failure Made Monsters. We love you, motherfuckers. Thank you so much. FailureMadeMonsters.com. You can check any of these past episodes on most major podcast networks for audio-only versions and on YouTube. That's it. We'll be back next Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how time zones work. Yeah, man. So, Dan, I love you, brother. It's been a good episode.
Right back, bro.
I think things are going well. I feel good. I've been in a solid fucking mood. Let's hope that stays that way.
Let's keep it going.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. You all have a good night. Stay safe out there. Wear a fucking mask. And hasta banana. Go Biden.